Hey guys, it's Ashley and welcome to another episode of Anything But Coffee. Today's drink of choice, cran-apple. So today in this episode, I want to talk about something that a lot of people have brought to attention since I started my channel, and that is the fact that I look like Miley Cyrus. Now, if you are watching this video right now, or you have clicked on this video and you are thinking, what the hell is this girl doing making a video like this when she looks nothing like Miley Cyrus? That was me years ago. I would have said the same exact thing myself. But since then, I have gotten so many comments in person and online, so many occurrences in my life because of this fact that I apparently look like Miley Cyrus, that it has just been so hard for me not to believe it at this point. I still won't see it all the time. I've seen it when I watched her Malibu music video for the first time. I looked at it and was like, oh my god, I need to turn this off because I can't not see me. It was very, very weird. And even to this day, my dad actually has never told me that until he watched The Voice when she made her first appearance as a judge. And ever since then, every time he watches it, he's like, this is uncanny, this is weird. Why is this a thing? If I were going to be answering that question myself, I have no idea why it's a thing, and I have no idea why people feel the need to make such a big deal out of it in person, because I will get to some stories, and they've been a lot of fun throughout my life, let me tell you right now. But yeah, so this video is just going to be called I Look Like Miley Cyrus? ? Or, you know, name subject to change depending on how I feel when I upload this video. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna be talking about today, because if you have gone onto any of my videos and looked at any of the comments, I guarantee you will see at least one in every video that tells me I look like Miley Cyrus. And a lot of people in person, when they say this, you know, they'll start it off with the occasional, I really don't want you to be offended, but you look just like Miley Cyrus. And I want to say, why would I be offended over that? Like, I know to some people she's done some questionable things in the past, but at this point she's gotten her shit together and she's beautiful regardless of what she does. So no offense taken. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say to that. Let me just begin with, you know, when it first started, over the years, the different things that I have experienced because of it. So let's get started. So it all started, I don't know how old I was, but I think I was in 6th grade, possibly. Yeah, that long ago. No, I was in 7th grade. I was in 7th grade because this was after I'd gotten my braces off. I remember the first time that I looked like Miley Cyrus from somebody. I was at my old elementary school because my sister was still in school at that point, and I was volunteering for their Halloween party or something. I can't remember exactly what it was. I was walking and I passed my 3rd grade teacher. She was with a friend, and we passed them, and she said hi to me, and I said hi, and her friend stopped and was like, oh my god, you look just like Miley Cyrus. And I remember thinking, okay, thanks. At that point, I don't really think that it clicked with me. I think Hannah Montana had started at that point, so I knew vaguely who she was based on her show, but I had never in my life been told anything like that, so I didn't really know what to think. Plus I was only in 7th grade, so what was I supposed to say? Like, I just said thanks and walked away. That was pretty much it. The next time that I vividly remember getting it, I was actually, weirdest place of all, I was at the mall, and my sister and her friend wanted a picture with Santa. I don't know why. And the girl in front of me stopped me to ask me to take a picture of them, and at that point then told me I looked like Miley Cyrus. And I remember that was the 2nd time that I'd got it, and I was thinking, wow, that's 2 people. Is this gonna become a thing? And oh man, did it become a thing. So flash forward to my 8th grade dance. Now my 8th grade dance was one that I will not forget because it was the only dance I've ever attended ever. I've never been to a homecoming, I never went to a prom, I never went to any kind of a dance whatsoever except for my 8th grade dance. And I'm pretty sure it was because my 8th grade dance scarred me and I just hated it so much. Like, it was literally just a bunch of 8th graders like grinding against each other, and none of them knew what it was, but everybody was doing it because it was cool, and I think that just scarred me for life. But anyways, regardless, I remember not physically at my dance, but before my dance, when you always used to get your makeup and your hair done, I brought in a picture of Miley Cyrus, and she was at the Grammys, I think, in, I want to say it was 2011. I'll put a picture of the picture that I brought here. That was the picture that I wanted to base my makeup and my hair off of. So I went and I got my makeup and hair done, and I put on my dress, and before the dance we took some photos, And when I compare them side by side, that was the first time that I was ever able to see the resemblance at least a little bit. So I'll put both of the photos here for reference. I have not looked at them in years, so I could not begin to tell you if I still see that resemblance, but I did at that point, and that was the first time that I was like, oh, this is weird. This is very, very weird. And not weird in a bad way either, just weird as in, like, what are the odds, right? Like, what are the odds? I don't know off the top of my head. I'm not a mathematician, but it's just odd. Also, yes, I am wearing penguin pajama pants. Don't judge me. I guess I'll talk about the one time that I physically tried to look like her. So there was this magazine that was sitting on our coffee table. I think my mom had bought it. It was a Marie Claire magazine, and I'll put the cover of it here, and it featured Miley Cyrus. And I remember looking at it and thinking, wow, I kind of see the resemblance, but I want to try to see it more. Like, I wanted to see how much I could look like her. And so what I did was I put on heavy makeup, did my eyebrows very heavily, slicked my hair back. I'll put a photo of what I did here, and then I tried to do like a photo shoot, like mimicking her poses, and I just couldn't get that right. But this photo, I can see the resemblance. I don't know if anybody else can. If you can't, that's fine. I don't really care. But I could see it, and that freaked me out even more. And, you know, because of this, because of the fact that I somehow, some way, look like Miley Cyrus, at least a little bit, I have gotten so many weird encounters because of it. People are just not afraid to come up and say something to me, and people are weird sometimes. Halloween 2015, I actually recently posted this photo on Twitter if you follow me there, but I actually dressed up as Miley Cyrus from the VMAs that one year when she wore like the mouse bear onesie outfit kind of thing. I dressed up like her, and it was because I had only worked there for a month, but already there was this joke going around, not really a joke, but like an inside kind of thing, that I look like Miley Cyrus, and people always told me I look like Miley Cyrus. And so I decided, like, I'm just gonna dress up like her for Halloween. I got so many comments that night. It was not even funny. I got one woman who came in, I vividly remember this, she came in with her husband and her son, and she was Dory and he was Marlin and the son was Nemo, and it was the cutest Halloween costume I've ever seen, by the way. I just want to put that out there. But anyways, she asked me if I was the stunt double for Hannah Montana. And I'm standing there going, why, if I had been the stunt double, would I be working at Urban Outfitters? But regardless, it was a very nice, you know, thing to receive, and I said, no, I don't, but thank you anyways. Oh, another story from Urban Outfitters. So I was on the register, and I was ringing up a group of like 4 13-year-old girls. I was ringing them up, and they were all on their phones, and they were all chatting with each other, and then I told them the total of the purchase, and the one of them looked at me to pay, and when she looked at me, she like stopped herself for a minute, and she goes, oh my god, you look just like Miley Cyrus. And then all 3 of her friends turned around and looked at me, and they all started talking about how I looked like Miley Cyrus, and I'm standing there going, so your total's gonna be $13.21, can you just please insert your card so you can go? And all of a sudden, all of the girls just decide to take out their phones, and they're like, is it okay if we put you on our Snapchat? And I'm just standing there going, no. Then of course they take photos of me anyways, and I just kind of like laugh and put my head down, and I'm like, okay, can you please insert your card now, please? It was very awkward. It was very awkward. I had some of my fellow associates staring at me as it was happening, and it was very awkward. And then I've actually had another instance where people have taken photos of me while telling me I look like Miley Cyrus. This time, I think we were in Orlando, it was the 4th of July, and we were at some hotel, and we were eating lunch outside at some restaurant or whatever, and this group of kids were sitting inside the restaurant, and we were outside, I think, and we were just separated by a window. The group of kids, the one girl had to be like 16, I literally remember this. She stood up and she looked out the window and she like waved to get my attention, and I looked over finally and I was like, what is she doing? Because I'm with my mom and my sister and her friend, and we're all trying to have a nice lunch, and she's just kind of like going like this in the window, and I'm like, she walks out of the restaurant to come after me and, you know, gets down by the table and goes, has anybody ever told you you look just like Miley Cyrus? And I'm sitting there going, you know what, yeah, they have. I get it all the time. Thank you very much, which is what I usually say, because what else are you gonna say? And then all of a sudden, all of her friends come out, and I feel like they were a family because they had like young kids and older kids and everything, but they all come out and they all start surrounding our table, and my mom and my sister and her friend are just kind of staring at me. They're all like laughing and just staring and going, okay, this is very weird, okay. And then the one girl asks, you know, can I get a picture with you? And I'm sitting there going, why? If I saw somebody who looked like a celebrity, I personally would not want to get a picture with them. Like, I'd want to get a picture with the actual celebrity, not just somebody who looked like them, but I mean, everybody to their own. I said, you know, sure, okay. So she took a selfie with me, and then the friend took a selfie with me, and then the younger brother took a selfie. It was like literally everybody in the family took a selfie with me. Every time we passed them after that, the entire rest of the time we were on this trip, they would all go, hey Miley, as we were passing by, and I'd just kind of awkwardly go, hi. I'm telling you, I'm a very awkward person in real life. So I have a few more stories to share with you. One of which actually just really recently happened. I now work in a store called Anthropology, and I get the comment that I look like Miley Cyrus literally at least once a day. I've counted before. The most that I've gotten in one day has been 8 times. Like, it's gotten to the point where I'll get this comment and everybody who's on register with me will go, yeah, we know. This one story, I was walking around, I was the manager on duty, and I was keeping track of the floor, and I asked this woman, I was like, you finding everything okay? And she goes, yeah, I am, thank you. And she turns around and looks at me, and she was like, oh my God. And she like literally grabs my wrist, no joke, like no personal space, just grabs my wrist and goes, has anybody ever told you you look just like Miley Cyrus? And I go, you know, yeah, I get it all the time. Thank you very much. I think she's beautiful, so thank you. She goes, she's gorgeous. Oh my gosh, you look just like her. She still has a hold of my wrist, right? And so I go, you know, thank you very much. Are you sure you're finding everything okay? Can you let go now? And the next thing I know, she goes, wait, I have to let my husband see you. And I go, okay. And she takes my wrist that she still has in her hand and she drags me over to her husband, who's sitting on the couch. And this guy can literally not care less about anything that's going on at this point. He's looking at his phone and he's sitting on the couch and he's literally doing nothing, just waiting for his wife to finish shopping. And she brings me over to him and she goes, does this girl, who does she look like? And I'm standing there going, hi. And he's staring at me going, I don't know. And his wife is like, no, come on, think, who does she look like? And I'm going, can I go now? Somebody's asking for my help. And the husband's still sitting there like, no, I genuinely don't know. The wife, you know, eventually goes, Miley Cyrus. And the husband goes, okay. And then I go, can I go now? And she finally lets go of my wrists and lets me go. But that was the weirdest encounter that I've ever had in the store that I work in. Most of the time it's just people saying, you know, oh my God, has anybody ever told you you look just like Miley Cyrus? But no, this time it was like physically like, let me grab your wrist and drag you to my husband so that I can subject you to his whim. Yeah, I really don't want that happening again. Because that was very awkward. But the most awkward story that I have to share with you, I've saved for last. It's my absolute favorite to tell people. I tell people this story all the time because it's so weird, but it's so awkward and funny. I'm on break and I get an hour for break. So I go down to the food court in the mall, because I work in the mall, and I go to Chick-fil-A. And in the past, the people who work the registers at Chick-fil-A, they've, you know, told me that I look like Miley Cyrus, and I'm like, oh, you know, thank you so much, and then I get my food and I walk away. This time it was different. So this time I go up and I order my food, and the girl who's taking my order, she puts it in and then she looks up and she goes, oh my God. And I'm thinking, oh, here it comes. And she goes, you're the girl who looks like Miley Cyrus. And I go, I am. Then she goes, no, see, there's this girl who looks just like Taylor Swift, and she comes here occasionally and we always talk about it. And then this one guy who I guess waited on you last time, he was like, no, there's this girl who looks like Miley Cyrus here, and it's crazy, uncanny resemblance. And everybody here was like, oh, what does she look like? Where is she? When is she? Where does she work? Who, what? And everybody apparently was talking about it. And now that I showed up, everybody was kind of like going crazy about it. It was a very weird experience. So she's standing there going, oh my god, you're the girl who looks like Miley Cyrus, and I'm going, yeah, I guess I am. Is that me? Or have you guys been talking about me? She hits the girl next to her and goes, this is the girl who looks like Miley Cyrus. And the one girl next to her goes, oh my god, you look just like her. And, you know, of course I'm just standing there like my awkward self, like, hi, thanks. Can I have my food now? They're, you know, squealing over it, and then you get the girl on the other side of her who then hits her, the girl who's waiting on me, and goes, that's the girl who looks like, and then both of them are like, yeah, we're already talking about it, and then, so they start talking about it, all three of them, and then because they're all talking about it and squealing about it, you've got all of the people who are being helped looking at me, and so I'm standing there in the middle of this Chick-fil-A line while this girl is talking about how I look like Miley Cyrus, and I'm just standing there going, thanks. Can I have my chicken noodle soup now? It was a very awkward experience, and it gets even better. I'm standing in line, they're squealing over me, they're asking me questions, and then the one girl who's to the left of the girl helping me says to the person she's waiting on, this is kind of confusing, but if you can imagine it, she's asking the person who's ordering food, and she goes, doesn't she look just like Miley Cyrus? And the girl turns to me and she goes, yeah, she does. I'm like, hell, thank you. And then, of course, the next thing that comes out of the girl who's ordering food, the next thing that comes out of her mouth is, hey, don't you have that YouTube channel where you talk about clothes and books, right? And I'm standing there in the line at Chick-fil-A with everybody staring at me, looking at this girl, going, of all the things that you could have seen about me, you know I have a YouTube channel? Out of all the people in this food court, you, the person standing next to me in line at Chick-fil-A, knows I have a YouTube channel. I think that the odds of that are far greater than the odds that I can look like Miley Cyrus. It was the strangest thing. Granted, it was very flattering. I'm very flattered that I was recognized and absolutely stunned and amazed, honestly, because I have only ever been recognized once while I've been working for having a YouTube channel, and it was the weirdest experience to start with, but being recognized at Chick-fil-A, it's something else. And of course, that just gives the girls at Chick-fil-A something else to talk about. So then they're like, wait, what does she have? What does she have? And I'm like, I have a YouTube channel. And then they were like, you're a YouTuber? What's your name? And I'm like, a dash of ash. And then the one girl goes, are you a popular YouTuber? Oh my god, are we talking to a YouTuber? And I'm just standing there going, I'm like, I guess I'm a little popular. Not really, but a little bit. And then of course the girl standing next to me goes, yeah, she's popular. And then all of a sudden all the Chick-fil-A girls are just squealing again, and they're like, just, Granted, I was very, very flattered, and I truly appreciate all of the comments and, you know, being recognized and everything like that, but just, it was something that I hadn't expected in the moment. It was just a normal day before all of this happened, and now I have a story to tell out of it. So I guess that's something positive, right? I guess the purpose of this video was just to share some stories with you guys that I've had over the years of, you know, relating to the fact that I guess I look like Miley Cyrus. No way at all throughout this video am I telling you guys that, you know, I believe it and you have to believe it, and I do look like her. I'm not denying it. Like, no, you can believe what you want to believe. If I look like her, I look like her. If I don't, I don't. I really don't care. But I just figured, since I get this comment so many times, that I ought to make a YouTube video about it and talk about some of my funny experiences, so here we are. I'll leave you with a few stills from the Malibu music video where I personally have seen the resemblance. I'll just pop them up right here as I'm talking, but that's pretty much gonna be it. Please let me know in the comments down below if you think that I look like Miley Cyrus, if you don't see the resemblance at all. I don't know what else to ask you to talk about in the comments. If you have ever been told that you look like a celebrity or somebody who's famous, tell me who, because I'm really curious to know how many people have gotten that they look like other people. It's a very strange thing, and the only other people that I've gotten that I look like are some model and some singer, some other singer that I can't remember. But all of them have blonde hair, all of them have big eyes. I guess I have big eyes, I don't know. But other than that, that is going to be it for this 28-minute long footage I have for this video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you later. Goodbye!